Yeah, good afternoon. Is my voice audible? Anyone respond?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Uh, uh, mm, so back to the power electronics class. So lastly, we have stopped at which topic we had stopped the sessions. So that is related to the operation of the SCR, isn't it? Okay. So we considered the structure and symbolic representation for the SCR, isn't it? Okay, so previously in the previous sessions of the last week, we completely considered related to the advantages of power electronics, as well as different types of converters, in which area they are going to be, in which sector they are going to be employed, and importance of power electronics and various devices and their power capabilities. That is the current handling, current ratings and the voltage ratings, isn't it? So in the last class, we simply considered the structure and symbolic representation and modes of operation of the SCR, isn't it? Okay, so here, as you know that the SCR is going to be nothing but a 4-layer device. So you are going to have 4 layers, PN and PN, which are going to be fabricated like PN and PN. Okay, so this device is going to be nothing but considered to be as a silicon controlled rectifier. This silicon controlled rectifier is provided with 3 terminals. These 3 terminals are going to be, whenever you are going to consider these 3 terminals, the terminal which is connected to the end P layer of the device is considered to be as the anode, and the terminal which is going to be connected to the end N layer is considered to be as the cathode. Okay, so whenever you are going to consider this gate terminal, the gate terminal is going to be connected to the P layer, which is nearer to the cathode. This gate terminal may also be called as a gate cathode. as it is going to be nearer to the cathode terminal, it is also going to be called as a gate cathode. Okay, so you are going to have 4 layers, 3 terminals, anode, cathode, and the gate. Okay, anode, cathode, and the gate. Out of this anode, cathode, and the gate, the anode terminal is going to be always connected to the P terminal, end P terminal. The cathode terminal is going to be always connected to the end N layer, and the gate terminal is going to be connected to the P layer, which is nearer to the cathode. This is going to be the SCR, which is going to have the 3 terminals and 4 layers. This symbolic representation for the SCR is going to be this one. Okay, so here whenever you are going to consider anode, cathode, and gate terminal, why this gate terminal is going to be represented here rather than somewhere here, here or here? That is going to be, as I stated, that the gate terminal is going to be connected nearer to the P layer of the cathode terminal. So the gate terminal is going to be connected, which is going to be nearer to the cathode terminal. So it is represented to be like this here. Okay, so whenever you are going to consider the basic modes of operation of the SCR, mostly the SCR is going to be classified into forward blocking mode, reverse blocking mode, forward conducting mode, and reverse conducting mode. Okay, this can be considered clearly by considering an elementary circuit. Okay, so this can be considered briefly. You are going to consider the modes of operation of the SCR to be as forward blocking mode, reverse blocking mode, forward conducting mode, and reverse conducting mode. Okay, so then moving to this, how this SCR is going to be considered. Further, simply we are going to consider one okay, so for the characteristics of SCR, how it is going to be considered, simply we are going to consider an elementary circuit. That is the PDF visible to you?
Sir.
Okay, so here,
Yes, sir.
As I stated, that the device is going to be in the conducting mode, the device is going to be in the blocking mode, the device is going to be in the reverse blocking mode and reverse conducting mode. How all these reverse conducting modes, reverse blocking mode, all these are going to be considered means, as you know that whenever there is a free flow of electrons, that is the current, then in any semiconductor device, we may consider that particular state as the on state for the device, isn't it? On state or conducting mode for the device. Okay, whenever you are going to consider the blocking mode for the device, whenever the device is not capable of providing the conduction for current or mobility of electrons, then that particular state of the device is considered to be as blocking state or off state of the device, isn't it? So here also, whenever we need to make the device whenever we need to consider the operation of the device, then we need to consider two modes, basically two modes. Those two modes are going to be with respect to the terminal connection, isn't it? So in the case of this terminal connection, first thing is we are going to apply the supply potential to this anode as well as cathode. We are going to apply the supply to this device with respect to the anode and the cathode. That is, anode is going to be made more positive with respect to the cathode. That is one mode which we are going to connect the device. Second thing is, we are going to make this cathode more higher potential than this anode. Okay, so what we need to do here means, we need to identify the device, what could be the nature of the device when anode is made more positive than the cathode as case 1, and the other case is we are going to consider the cathode to be made more positive than the anode in the second case. Okay, so let us consider this first one. In this first one, what we are going to do means we are simply going to consider a DC supply. That may be 30 volts, 50 volts, or 100 volts. Okay, 100 volts DC supply is going to be connected to this anode terminal with respect to the cathode. That means the negative terminal, negative of the supply is going to be connected to this cathode. Then what will happen? Anode is going to be connected, is going to be made more positive than this cathode. At this case, what we need to analyze the nature of these junctions. So basically the junctions, depending upon the connection, the junctions are going to be either it may be forward biased or it may be reverse biased, isn't it? So here in this particular case, we are going to make this more positive with respect to this cathode. So when this anode is going to be made more positive with respect to cathode, then this PN junction, that junction which is formed between the first P and N layer, this junction J1 is going to be forward biased, as P is going to be provided with more positive supply than this anode. This junction J1 is going to be forward biased, isn't it? Coming to the other, if you are going to consider this P layer and this N layer, that is the junction J3. This junction J3 is going to be forward biased. Okay. Coming to the junction J2, what is this junction J2? This junction J2 is going to be provided between the P layer, which is going to be on the bottom, and N layer, which is going to be on the top. In this case, the N layer is going to be more positive than this P layer. So this junction J2 is going to be reverse biased. So here, when a positive potential is applied between this anode and cathode, then an SCR is going to be in a state in which junction J1 is going to be forward biased, J3 is going to be forward biased, and this junction J2 is going to be reverse biased. Is it clear? So as the junction J2 is going to be reverse biased, you are going to have only a small minority charge carriers drifting from this N layer to this P layer. Okay. So you, as the junction J2 is going to be reverse biased, then you are going to have a minimum, you are going to have a small amount of charge carriers drifting from this N layer to P layer. That particular drifting of charge carriers may be considered to be as leakage current. This leakage current, this particular leakage current is going to be in terms of milliamps. In terms of milliamps, it could be 2 milliamps, 3 milliamps, or 5 milliamps, like that. Okay, so this, at this particular state, the device simply acts to be as in the off state. So as there is no sufficient current flowing from anode to cathode, as there is no sufficient large current flowing from this anode to cathode, the device is considered to be as in the forward blocking state. Forward blocking state. So let me clear one thing, that as the current flowing from this anode to cathode is not going to be of the required sufficient magnitude, so the device simply acts to be as an off state, that is in the blocking state. So as the forward voltage is applied between the anode and cathode, the device state at this particular point is considered to be as the forward blocking mode. Forward blocking mode. Okay. So then this is related to the forward blocking mode. Okay. Then coming to the case 2, what we need to do case 2? In the case of case 2, we are simply going to consider higher potential at the cathode and lower potential at the anode, isn't it? So this is going to be more positive and this is going to be negative. That means the positive terminal of 100 volt supply is connected to this, and the negative terminal of the supply is connected to this anode terminal. Okay. In this case, what will happen? So here, when you are going to consider in this case, negative is going to be connected to P layer and N layer of junction J1. So this is going to be negative, then this. Okay. So junction J1 is going to be reverse bias. Okay. Negative is going to be connected to this N layer, and this positive is going to be connected to this P layer. So this junction J2 is going to be forward bias. coming to this junction J3, positive, more positive voltage is connected to this anode, sorry, this N layer, then this P layer. So junction J3 is going to be reverse bias. So whenever the reverse polarities are connected between the anode and cathode terminals, junction J1 and J3 are going to be reverse bias and junction J2 is going to be forward bias. As junction J1 and J3 are going to be in the reverse bias, simply a small leakage current flowing through the device, that particular leakage current is going to be considered to be as a reverse leakage current due to the mobility of minority charge carriers. Okay, so a small number of charge carriers drifting between these junctions are considered to be as the leakage current. It is also going to be same as in the case of milliamps. Okay, so this particular state of the device is considered to be as the reverse blocking state. Reverse blocking state. So cathode is going to be more positive, anode is going to be negative, junction J1 and J3 are going to be reverse bias, junction J2 is going to be forward bias. Only a small leakage current is going to be moving through the device, making the device to be in the reverse blocking mode. Okay, so then we need to consider the device in the forward conducting mode. We need to consider the device in the forward conducting mode. So here this can be this what I stated earlier, that is applying a forward voltage, applying a reverse voltage. That can be considered by the VI characteristics, of the SCR. So here on the x-axis, you are going to consider the voltage. On y-axis, you are going to consider the current across the device. VA is going to be the voltage applied between the anode and the cathode. IA is current which is passing through the anode and cathode of the device. So on y-axis, you are going to consider current. On x-axis, you are going to consider this voltage. So here, this VA is going to be positive, means nothing but we are going to connect the terminals of the supply to be of positive to anode and negative to cathode. Okay, and coming to this VA of negative, this VA negative means we are going to connect the voltage in reverse. So that means we are going to apply a voltage. So cathode is going to be made more positive than this anode. Okay, so whenever you are going to consider this, you are going to have the characteristics. So first what I said, as I said, that positive voltage is going to be applied across the device. So when positive voltage is applied across the device junction J1 and J3 are going to be in the forward bias, and J1 and J3 are going to be forward bias, and J2 is going to be reverse bias. Here in this particular case, leakage current is going to be flowing. So what is that leakage current means? The magnitude represented in between these two arrows. So from this particular arrow to this particular arrow, from 0 to this particular magnitude, whatever that is represented, that is going to be the leakage current provided across the device. As this leakage current is going to be very small, the device is considered to be in the forward blocking region. So from this particular point O to this particular point M, the device is considered to be in the forward blocking region, having the leakage current flowing through the device, having a magnitude from this 0 point to this particular point. Okay, so the second case, what we considered the second case, which is going to be a reverse voltage applied between the device. So cathode is going to be made more positive than the anode. In this case, what you are going to do, simply you are going to the device junctions J1 and J3 are going to be reverse biased, and junction J2 is going to be forward biased. Here in this case, you are going to have a small leakage current. So the magnitude of the leakage current is going to be represented by these particular arrows. So the current value on the y-axis between these two arrows represents the leakage current. So here also considerably, there will not be any large current. There will not be any large current making the device conduct. So you may consider the device to be in the reverse blocking mode or region, reverse blocking region. So that reverse blocking region is going to be from this particular point to this particular point. It is going to be the reverse blocking region. From this point to this point, it is going to be the forward blocking mode. Okay. So, but we need to consider the device to be in the forward conducting mode. Whenever we are going to consider this forward conducting mode, for making the device to be in the forward conducting mode, what we need to do means, so we need to make this junction J2, which is going to be earlierly reverse biased, that junction is to be forward biased. For making this junction J2 to be forward biased, what we are going to do means, we are simply going to inject a charge through this gate terminal. Whenever a charge is going to be injected to this gate terminal, then this P layer becomes more positive to this N layer, then this junction J2 is going to be forward biased. Okay, so J1 forward bias, J3 forward bias, which is going to be earlier due to the power circuit, and junction J2 is going to be forward bias by applying a potential to this to the P layer. So junction J2 is going to be forward bias. As junction J2 is going to be forward bias, then you are going to have a free mobility of the charge from this anode to cathode terminal, which may be treated to be as the forward conducting mode or the forward on state of the device. Forward conducting mode or on state of the device. Okay. So for making the device to be in the conducting mode, we are going to consider the device to be by making this gate terminal positive, junction J2 is going to be forward bias, the device is going to be in the conducting mode. Okay. So then you are going to consider the device to be in the reverse. So majorly you are going to have three. One is going to be the forward blocking mode, forward conducting mode, reverse blocking mode. Okay. So here coming to the characteristics here, in this, the conducting mode is going to be, that means whenever the device comes to the conducting mode, then the impedance offered by the device is going to be becomes very less. So that means the voltage blocked by the device is becomes zero. So up to this particular point, the device is going to be in the conducting mode. At this particular point, if you are going to give the gate voltage, gate current, then the device comes to the conduction. Whenever the device comes to the conduction, there will be a sudden rise in the current value. There is a sudden rise in the current value. This straight line here parallel to the current line. This represents the magnitude of the current that is going to be moving from anode to cathode. Okay. So from this point N to K, it simply represents the forward conducting region. From N to K, it simply represents the forward conducting region. Okay. So what is the reason why this current is not going to be represented here, somewhere here? So what could be the reason here? When you are going to consider the distance between these two, that is going to be the y-axis, that is going to be current axis line, and this, that is going to be this, the difference between these two is going to be nothing but a simply it is going to be the on state voltage drop of the device. On state voltage drop of the device. The on state voltage drop of the device is going to be, as you know that for a diode semiconductor device, the on state voltage drop is going to be always less than 1 volt, isn't it? So this particular difference here between the conducting mode, conducting region and this axis, that is going to be simply the on state voltage drop, whichever the magnitude is going to be always 0.5 volts or 0.7 volts. Okay. So is it clear with the first part of operation? So in the case of first part of operation, from this O to M, it is going to be the blocking mode. Okay. From M to N, from M to N, it is the transient. That means it is whenever the satisfactory conditions are provided across the SCR shifts from its blocking state to the conducting state. Okay. So majorly these three are going to be the thing. And coming to here, you are going to have two voltage parameters defined here on this x-axis. One is going to be VB naught and the other one is going to be VBR. Okay, so what about this VB naught and VBR? This VB naught is going to be the maximum permissible voltage, forward blocking voltage, maximum permissible forward blocking voltage. Okay, so maximum permissible forward blocking voltage. This beyond this voltage, whenever the voltage between the anode and cathode is going to be increased beyond beyond this value, then the reverse bias junction breakdowns and you are going to have the conduction. So that immediately the device shifts from its blocking mode to the conducting mode. Okay, so then coming to this VBR, that is going to be the reverse breakdown voltage, reverse breakdown voltage. So this is going to be the maximum value of voltage the device can withstand when it is going to be in the reverse state. When it is going to be in the reverse state, that means whenever the device is going to be conducted, whenever the device is going to be conducting up, whenever the device is going to be applied with the reverse voltage, so cathode is made more positive than the anode, then the device is capable of holding a particular voltage. That particular voltage value is considered to be as the reverse breakdown voltage. So in either of the cases, if we increase the device voltage beyond this VB naught, the device comes to the conduction. Okay, if we increase the device voltage beyond this VBR in the reverse direction, then the reverse bias junction breakdowns and you are going to have a avalanche breakdown region. This is going to be the avalanche breakdown region. Avalanche breakdown region. Okay, so here in these characteristics, we need to consider some of the terms. Is the slide changing or not? Anyone respond?
No, sir.
No changing. Okay, 1 second. So is the PDF available now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so sorry, I thought that this PDF is selected in the screen sharing. Okay, so let me finish it in a few seconds. Okay, so here we are simply going to consider the operation of the SCR, isn't it? So two cases, one is going to be forward bias case and the other one is going to be reverse bias case, isn't it? In the case of this forward bias case, positive voltage is applied to the anode and cathode, J1 forward biased, J3 forward bias and J3 reverse bias. Okay, is this particular page visible to you? Anyone respond? Is this particular page visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you are going to have this as the forward mode of operation. In this, positive potential is applied to the anode and negative potential is going to be applied to the cathode. In this case, J1, J3 are going to be forward bias and J2 is going to be reverse bias. As there is a reverse biased junction, only a small leakage current flowing through the device. This particular leakage current is not going to be, as of the required current through the device. So we may consider the device to be in the forward blocking mode. Okay, is it clear with this? Okay, then in the second case, we are going to apply a reverse voltage across the device. So that is, anode is going to be negative and cathode is going to be positive. When this particular power supply is connected to the device, then what will happen? J1 is going to be reverse biased, J3 is going to be reverse biased and J2 is going to be forward biased. As two junctions are going to be reverse biased in this particular state, there also exists only a small leakage current. There also exists a small leakage current. That particular small leakage current is going to be nothing but makes the device to be in the reverse blocking mode. Okay, so these two states can be represented here like this. Is it visible? Okay, so here, okay, from this 0, you are going to consider the x-axis with voltage, y-axis with current. Okay, so this VA positive represents the voltage applied between the anode and cathode to be positive. This VA negative, voltage applied between the anode and cathode negative. So that means from this point to this point, whatever the voltage that is applied, that voltage is going to be nothing but applied in reverse. So that means from this point to this point, cathode voltage is going to be much higher than the anode voltage. From this point to this point, anode voltage is going to be much higher than this cathode. Okay, so at this state, you are going to have the representation for the blocking region. From this point to this point, you are going to have the blocking region. Okay, so from point O to this particular point M, the region which is represented in this red curve, that represents the forward blocking region. Okay, then at this particular point of the curve, you are going to have a one voltage value, VB0. This VB0 is going to be termed to be as the forward breakover voltage. VB0 is going to be the forward breakover voltage. This forward breakover voltage is the voltage value whenever the voltage between the device, reaches beyond that value, then the junctions, blocking junctions across the device is going to be disappears, and you are going to have a conduction. Okay, so one method of making the device conducting is applying a voltage VB0 across the device. Okay, when VB0 is going to be applied, then the device comes to the conduction. Okay, so from O to M, it is going to be the forward blocking mode. Similarly, reverse blocking mode, from this particular O to this particular point representing here VBR, this curve is going to be the reverse blocking mode. Okay, here from this axis to this is going to the magnitude of current, isn't it? If you are shifting on y axis, that value simply represents the current value. So that the value represented between these two arrows, that is going to be the leakage current, forward leakage current. The value represented between these two terms, these two arrows, that is going to be the reverse leakage current. Okay, so its value is going to be minute when compared to the current carrying capability. The current capability carrying capability will be 2 amps, 5 amps, 10 amps, like that. But the leakage current magnitude will be always in milliamps. It could be 2 milliamps, 5 milliamps, 10 milliamps, like that. Okay, this is going to be the forward blocking mode. This is going to be the reverse blocking mode. Then how to make the device to be in the conducting mode? How to make the device to be in the forward conducting mode? So for making the device to be in the forward conducting mode, what we need to do means, we need to make this reverse biased junction. We need to make this reverse biased junction to be forward biased. Forward bias. How to make this device reverse biased junction to be a forward biased means, simply by considering this gate terminal, we are going to inject a charge. We are going to inject a charge such that this P layer becomes more positive than this N layer. Okay, when this P layer becomes more positive than this N layer, then this junction becomes forward bias. When this junction becomes forward bias, there is a free mobility of the electrons from this anode to cathode, which can be treated to be as a conducting state. Okay, so earlier when you are going to consider the devices, when you are going to consider the devices, classification of the devices, we considered the devices to be as uncontrolled devices, controlled devices, semi-controlled devices like that, isn't it? So uncontrolled devices are going to be the devices which are going to be turned on and turned off by the power circuit, isn't it? Here, coming to this SCR is going to be considered to be as a semi-controlled device. Semi-controlled device. SCR is considered to be as a semi-controlled device. So why we are saying it as a semi-controlled device? Though we are going to apply a positive voltage between the anode and we are going to apply a negative voltage between the cathode, the device is not going to be coming to the conduction. So this gate terminal acts as a control terminal. This gate terminal acts as a control terminal. So hence an SCR is considered to be as a semi-controlled device. Okay. So here in the characteristics, you may consider the gate current IG3, IG2 and IG1. Isn't it? IG3, IG2 and IG1. So this IG3, IG2 and IG1 are going to be the magnitudes of the different gate currents. Suppose the gate current may be 5 milliamps, 10 milliamps and 50 milliamps, 15 milliamps. We are going to consider three gate currents, 5 milliamps, 10 milliamps and 15 milliamps. Okay. So whenever the gate current applied across the SCR is going to be 5 milliamps, then the voltage required across the device is going to be much higher. That means the voltage applied between the, suppose you are going to increase the forward voltage. Okay. Whenever you are going to increase the forward voltage provided with a gate current of 5 milliamps, then at a forward voltage of 50 volts, the device comes to the conduction. Okay. In the second case, we are going to consider the gate current to be of 10 milliamps. In this case, if you are going to increase the forward voltage, then the device comes to the conduction at 30 volts. Anode cathode voltage at 30 volts. So this is going to be 50 volts. This is going to be 30 volts. And here you are going to consider this gate current to be of 15 milliamps. Whenever 15 milliamps of gate current is provided, when you are simply increasing the forward voltage, the device comes to the conduction at a particular voltage, which is going to be 20 volts. Okay. So from this, we can resolve a resolution that whenever the gate current magnitude is going to be higher, then the forward required voltage by the device is going to be reducing. So gate current value is going to have an inverse relation between the forward voltage. Okay. Let me explain once again, repeat this once again. We are going to consider gate currents of 5 milliamps, 10 milliamps and 15 milliamps. When 5 milliamps of gate current is going to be required, then we are going to increase the forward voltage. The device comes to the conduction at 50 volts. When 10 milliamps of current is going to be considered, then the device comes to the conduction at 30 volts. When 15 milliamps of current is going to be considered, then the device comes to the conduction at 20 volts applied across the device. So as the magnitude of the gate current is going to be increasing, then the relation between the forward voltage is going to be reducing. So here you are going to have one method for making the device to be conductive by means of considering a gate current. Depending upon the gate current magnitude, the forward required voltage is going to be dependent. Okay. So here in these characteristics, we need to consider two terms. Okay. So those two terms are going to be, one is going to be IL and one is going to be IH. IL and IH. Okay. So one is considered to be as the latching current. The other is considered to be as the holding current. Always these two currents are going to be prevailing across a device whenever it is going to be connected in the power circuit. One is going to be the holding current and the other one is going to be the latching current. Okay. So when you are going to consider this latching current, The latching current is defined as the minimum amount of current required across the device, for making the device to move from its blocking state to the conducting state. Okay, once again I am repeating, latching current is going to be the minimum amount of current required across the device, that is between anode and cathode, which is going to make the device move from its blocking state, forward blocking state to the conducting state, Okay, so latching current is going to be the minimum current required for making the device moving from its blocking state to the conducting state. Okay, so coming to this other one, that is going to be the holding current. This holding current is going to be the minimum current across the device, when its value falls below that, when its value falls below that, then the device moves to the blocking mode. Okay, so whenever the latching current is going to be the minimum current across the device, when the device falls below that particular value, then the device moves to the blocking state. Okay, so latching, is it clear with this? Latching current and holding current. Okay, so anyone respond? Okay, this particular characteristics what we considered here are going to be considered to be as the static characteristics of the SCR. Okay, so what is the static characteristics of the SCR? Means the characteristics which are going to be stated or which are going to be plotted between the anode, between the voltage between the anode and cathode, between the current passing through the anode and cathode. Those particular characteristics are connected to be as considered to be as the static VI characteristics. Okay, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so any doubts up to this? Anyone respond? Any doubts up to this? You may have, you can ask the doubts for the last 5 minutes. So we may close the session in 5 minutes. So if anyone is going to have the doubts related to this, I can clarify those. No one? So I will provide the material to you by the next class. Okay, related to what we discussed in the previous sessions and this particular session related to your first unit, I can provide in the next class. Okay, so here whenever you are going to consider these characteristics, okay, after that what we need to consider means we need to consider the two transistor analogy of a SCR. We need to consider the two transistor analogy of an SCR. Okay, so that means we are going to analyze the SCR by splitting it into two transistors. We are going to analyze the SCR by splitting these SCR into two transistors. Okay, so what is the need for this two transistor analogy? Okay, in our syllabus, it is provided that we need to study about the turn on and turn off methods. We need to consider the turn on and turn off methods. Okay, whenever we need to consider these turn on and turn off methods, we are going to have different turn on and turn off methods. Okay, that may be forward voltage triggering, thermal triggering, radiation triggering and the light triggering, dv by dt triggering, di by dt triggering, and ga triggerings. Okay, so then all these triggerings are going to be considered on the basis of this two transistor analogy. Okay, all those triggering methods are going to be considered on the basis of this two transistor analogy. In the case of this two transistor analogy, from the considerations of this two transistor analogy only, we are going to consider the different types of turn-on methods applicable to an SCR. Okay, is there is anything doubt related to these characteristics here? So anyone from the boys and anyone from the girls, if they have any doubt, please respond. No one? No one is having a doubt.
Yes, sir.
Hmm? Are you following the class or not? Anyone? So no one is having the doubt. Okay. Okay, so let me close this within 2 minutes. Okay, so here this is briefly related to the characteristic to the VI characteristics of an SCR and modes of operation of the SCR. Okay, then we need to consider the turn-on methods. In your syllabus, it is stated that we need to consider simply the turn-on methods, but directly we may not able to consider the turn-on methods as they are going to be derived from the two transistor analogy. So in a small brief in the next session, we may complete this two transistor analogy, and we can consider all the characteristics. Okay, we can consider all the turn-on methods. Okay. So two questions in the chat box. Okay, so PDF, I will share the PDF directly, no problem. By evening, I can share the PDF as well as the last session PPTs. Okay, no problem with that. Okay, is it clear with the class? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so anything more to know? So you are feel free, you can ask any doubt related to the subject or in general, such that I can give answer related to the power electronics. If you are having any doubt in the application area, or if you are going to have any doubt in the subject what I discussed earlier or now, you can ask, and I will clearly clarify those. No one is having a doubt. Okay, so then wait a second. I'm stopping the screen sharing. One second. Okay, so we will see that in the next class. Okay, so I'm simply ending the session, and the next session is going to be 2 o'clock on the next tomorrow. So we'll see the two transistor analogy for an SCR, and by evening I can provide you the PPT. If anyone is going to have any doubt, then simply you may ask in the next session, such that I can clarify your doubts. Okay, thank you.